shit, I'm recording. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to something I've been putting off for a few days now. Maybe like a week or two, I don't know. So, recently I've been watching a lot of Mr. T Lexify, and so that has brought to me, and this one video in particular I've been rewatching a lot is, his review of ChaosXSilencer's Zombies Mapped ranked worst to best. Now, I'm sure we all know how god-awful that is, how god-awful this is. But for anybody who doesn't know, I'm a turbo casual. I may have, I'll add a funny comment in the description. Although I should be doing something else right now, I will be doing this. Fuck it, I'll put some Cold War in the corner or something. It was fit. You get to hear the rap tap taps because I have ADHD and I'm not on medication. So basically what this is gonna be the heart from a turbo casual, like an actual casual. My first zombies was World War II. My second was BO4. I've spent, and those were like there were like years gaps in between those, and then it was another like years long gaps before I touched. Actually, that's not true. I played World at War second, I think. I don't know. I'd played the OGs back in the day as well, but it's World War II and BO4 the ones I really were the first ones I really sunk my time into. I mean, just to give you reference, my favorite, some of my favorite maps are for, I'm just stalling while I set this up. My favorite World at War map is, what the fuck am I talking about? My favorite World at War map is Derice, followed by Noct. My favorite BO1 map is 5. My favorite BO2 map is Nuketown. My favorite BO3 map, not counting the Giant, would probably be... That's a good question. What is my favorite BO3? I mean, I could just play it safe and say Derice and Drac. I don't... I feel like they're all on similar quality going on here. Let me see, where's Cold War? Specific. Alright, and then can I crop this? I'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it took me 3 minutes longer than it should have. I'm recording, right? Alright. So we're on Die Machine, my favorite map, yay! Whatever. So let's get into this.
Zombies. I always get you don't post enough zombie content. Jimmy, why not? Well, here you go, everybody. Welcome to the page, Jimmy or Chaos. Zombies has been a massive part of Call of Duty ever since it was the surprise shock of it when we were able to get it in World at War. Every Zombies map offers a unique experience, and today we're going to do the impossible. Now remember, this is an outside Zombies fan looking in, so you keep that in mind. Don't be too critical of me here. I'm going to give you my personal ranking of every single Zombies map from World at War all the way to Vanguard.
Definitely.
Yep, this is going to be fun. It'll be a two-part episode since there's 50 Zombies maps. Let me know what you think of the ranking. Drop a like. And guys, if you're not following me on Twitter, you are missing out on a ton. It is almost December where I do a giveaway every single day. We're giving away stuff all the time.
Could give these peculiar takes.
My Twitter. You need to get over there and get involved. There's an Xbox Series S giveaway right now as we speak.
So
we're going to start off with number 50. And hopefully I pronounce all these right because some of these... Okay. Dur and Fang, and Vanguard, okay?
Like you can't go wrong.
Coming in at dead last. The launch map from COD
Vanguard. The last
I'm sorry.
Because it's
it's not going to come as a shocker to any of you because Vanguard Zombies has not exactly been received very well for how different it is and just about everything else in Zombies history. I watched Noah's launch stream on it. It was rough. Not only is this one different, it's kind of bad. Very basic, very repetitive, no replay value, and the difficulty spike was way too strong. Did I mention you couldn't even pause it when it first came out? I mean, is that fixed yet? I don't know. It's been getting a ton of heat since Vanguard came out, and all justified. I think it's a bad map. At number 49.
Unfortunate, because I'm a Nuketown lover, but I understand.
Now, when it was announced that Nuketown was being turned into a zombies map, the world rejoiced. Well, problem is, in the question itself, what went wrong?
But
Nuketown just wasn't designed for zombies.
As like an
multiplayer map through and through, and it didn't work.
Uber casual.
Small, way too random, but still way too repetitive, and the whole experience felt weird. It didn't feel like zombies. It felt like somebody modded Nuketown with some zombie CPUs, and it didn't flow very well. I mean, putting zombies on a fan-favorite multiplayer map sounds like a great idea, but Nuketown Zombies, I think it was probably one of the bigger disappointments in COD history. At number 47, Die Rise Black Ops 2. Three Black Ops 2 maps in a row.
First half of BO2,
despite being such a beloved game,
Nuketown,
it had some pretty bad zombies maps at first. Die Rise is often called one of the worst. Boring map. I would even go to say, all the waiting around, you had to do random perks that didn't help anything. It either felt boring or random, and those two things you don't really want together tied into a zombies map. There's always going to be a little bit of boredom and a little bit of randomness, but Die Rise felt too random, too boring, which made it super frustrating to play. I may get some heat for listing so many Black Ops 2 maps in a row, but I got to get them out of the way, right? I think most people will agree with me on this.
Dude, stop the fucking yap. You've listed
number 46. The Darkest Shore.
Okay.
COD World War II. Hopefully people agree with me. This is one of the worst Sledgehammer maps you've ever gotten for zombies.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just didn't have content. Very basic map, not a whole lot going on. Now, a simple map can be fun, like the World at War maps, but the Darkest Shore, it felt too simple. Like something was almost missing. There was also a mechanic where zombies couldn't see you in the fog as long as you didn't fire a gun, but then there were certain zombies that could see you through the fog, which forced you to fire a gun regardless, and it completely killed the appeal of the whole gimmick.
Genuinely,
I just don't think it was a very fun map.
What the fuck?
At number 45, Infection in Advanced Warfare. Exo Zombies wasn't received well by everybody. Some people loved it.
We're getting off to a good start.
Have all the maps. I think this is the one people hated most. Second map, chronologically, had some fun Easter eggs, like the stuff with Burger
I would
Town,
even go to
say
say something like Outbreak as well.
Very good. The gameplay
but
of Exo
I don't
Zombies,
know if that's...
It didn't work really well here. Now, I'll admit, some of the Exo Zombies maps were surprisingly good and pretty underrated. But Infection wasn't it. It looked nice, had some fun references, didn't play well. And understand, we're going worst to best, so it is going to get better, my friends. At number 44. The Tortured Path.
Oh, that's right. Tortured Path also. I would put the Tortured Path
a lot of heat for its zombies
to be the next one after
Vanguard. I don't think all the criticism was
again,
fair. I will agree, though. The Tortured Path
was departing greatly
Unlike
from
the other maps in the game, it had you completely random or completing random objectives every few waves, and it not only destroyed the flow of the game, but it also added way too much randomness and punishment to the mix. The challenges were randomized, so you could never be prepared for the right one, and if you failed a challenge, you failed the mission altogether, which was kind of stupid. This map was,
you can get a basic gist of what's going on.
At number 43, I don't even know how to say this.
The problem with this is I can understand where he's coming from.
Black Ops 3, unacceptable when it launched.
But the problem is this is BO3, and you have so much, and that's not saying the maps. So here's my problem with this. You can rank zombies maps off of two things. You can either go off of the actual map and what it does, or rank the map and include what the game does with it. So, I mean, take for example, 9 from Black Ops 4. Do you rank 9 off of what it does, or do you rank 9 off of what it does and Black Ops 4 systems, right? So are you really going to judge, like, give 9 a harder time? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter for this, because again, 9 is a pretty loved map, but would you judge, or sorry, how about I say something like Voyage of Despair? Do you rank Voyage of Despair bad because of its level design, or do you give it a little bit more credence because of the perks and the specialists? Or again, you could use that theme vice versa. And my problem with this, he doesn't just rank. He goes back and forth in between how he does this, which is really inconsistent. Why the fuck do I still have this window open? So he's basically, for this one, he might just be ranking the map, but later on, he directly calls out, spoiler alert, he ranks 5 low, but classified really high, and this is a point I want to bring up now, and he gives, really stupid fucking reasons. For me, and the worst part is he ranks the Giant and Doris separate, and oh god, I gotta wait till he gets there, because that gets my blood boiling.
It's there. We'll call it the Z map. There's so many bugs with this map, and a lot of them have been fixed, but there's still plenty of others sitting out there waiting to be stumbled upon, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, like
Map,
as if the fucking guy even played it.
More often than not, you see technical issues here that could get super frustrating. Now, it's hard to judge a map that barely works, but here we are in 2021.
Or is this the map you commented about, the poor launch?
At number 42.
I think, but yeah.
Shinonuma.
Like, he's acting as if...
War. Now, it may be sacrilegious to put one of the OG maps so low on the list, but I have to.
It's not exactly sacrilegious,
also,
but
because this was the first time they
so
ever made
much
something
fucking
like this.
worse, man.
Shinonuma was hilariously
You can't be
easy,
saying that.
which is why the solo world record is currently at 10,000 rounds. I'm serious. Very nostalgic map. I know a lot
I
of
don't even
people
know how
love
the
the
fuck computers
simplicity
handle
of the
that
old school
shit,
map,
bro.
but come on. This one was a little too old school. Once you got the Wonder Weapon, you were basically unbeatable. Zombies should have a little more challenge to it. That's why it's so
You know,
low
I'd understand if you, but that's
number
more
41.
like D tier, then, if that's your point.
World at War. Now, this is a similar situation to Shinonuma. Now, this one was a lot of fun back in the day, but it hasn't aged super well, and it doesn't really hold up to what zombies could eventually become. Some of the World at War and Black Ops 1 maps hold up today, and there's others that don't. They were just too on the simple side. This one had annoying elements that could get on your nerves and was likely the product of Treyarch essentially making things up as they were going because they were still developing the mode. I never expected zombies to be so popular.
But
it's fun.
But there's so much worse. There's so much fucking
worse. But it's never going to be anybody's first choice of a map when they're going to replay with their friends. At number 40.
5. I love 5, but it's nowhere near okay for a turbo casual.
While fighting zombies in the Pentagon. That's awesome.
That fucking aura is in.
The theming of the map was genius, and the attention to detail is amazing. But a lot of the community will agree.
There's something. Fuck, what's his name? I forgot. Oh, Mr. Waffle Waffles. Something Mr. Waffle Waffles applauded for Nuketown I was watching because I've been wanting to get into zombies again, but you know I don't really have friends and to play it with or whatnot. Yada yada. He applauded Nuketown for having so much aura because it really is just so fucking desolate, and it really feels like you're playing in a nuked town. It's fucking amazing, right? But I'm using 5 as the aura for 5 as in like modern day terms, about basically because it's so fucking, you're playing as 2 presidents, right? You're playing as a dictator, and you're playing as a government official in the fucking Pentagon. In the Pentagon. Like, you can't get that anywhere else.
Leaves a little bit to be desired. The map itself is basic, straightforward, which is fun for some people, but most zombies players want something more. I mean, it's definitely fun to mess around with and a great map for casual players, but if you're looking for that true core COD zombies experience,
again, it's not really for casuals. That's where Chino is.
At number 39.
Revelations again.
Black Ops 3.
No, you can't even say that.
Would have been a lot better. Story-wise, pretty important map for the zombies community.
I think
in terms of gameplay,
it was pretty.
I don't know. I don't think it was anybody's favorite. A lot of things wrong here. Not a whole lot right. The map was
well, I don't know if I
want
to go off. It's like pretty perfect, but like
it's
really good.
And that did provide for some exciting times,
comparing
but also
what
felt
you have coming up.
And a lot of zombies players really just went through it so they could see how the story ended. It's not nearly as bad as some other maps, and I think I may be a little too hard on it.
Then why are you ranking it so low? It's not as bad as some other maps, dude. This is number 39.
At number 38, Buried, Black Ops 2.
You can't rank the second half
is how
of
easy
BO2 this
in the grand
low.
Scheme of things, it was really easy.
You literally cannot. It is because it's
friends,
so. This is like one of the casual maps of all time. This and Mob are like literally probably some of the best maps for casual players. I don't like BO2 zombies, really, especially because of the first half, but the second half with Buried, Mob, and Origins, they also have pretty big flaws because of the BO2 systems, and that's why and somebody I was watching said that BO2 was the best zombie sim for starting, simply because it has so many different variables. But like, that's like calling fucking Danganronpa 2. That's like saying Danganronpa 2 has the best character cast. No, it doesn't. Just because it has no, it just makes they try. I'll applaud that they tried it, right? But like that doesn't make the characters less annoying. They put their chips into deeper baskets. They put their eggs into they got their eggs from bigger chickens and put the like and that just and they were more niche, and the more niche you made them, the more annoying like it became to make them like easier, no, like more annoyingly easier, if that makes any sense. Um, yeah, that's just what I want to go on
Kind
here.
of kills the appeal, right? Buried out a decent layout, some cool story elements, but the gameplay was too easy, and that kind of made it boring to play on. It was better than everything else I've mentioned so far, but it wasn't a huge standout for most players. I think this is a fair
Yeah,
spot.
it's easy. That's why fucking
37.
casual should like it. What the fuck are you
Call
talking
of the
about, man?
Dead, Black Ops 1. Now, Call of the Dead was pretty awesome because it featured George A. Romero as the main character, and if you don't know who
can't.
that is,
BO1 is literally
Roman
the best
apology
fucking
because
COD
he's the
game
guy
of
that
all
made
time,
Dawn
and
of
it's
the Dead,
not
Day
even
of the
close,
Dead,
man.
Night of the Living Dead. He's pretty much the
You
guy who created
can't-
zombies as we know them in
like,
movies
every
and video games
single-
today. The fact that he got to play
I-
such a major part in
this
the COD
is
Zombies
fucking
map
insane.
was awesome. But
The only flaw I
kind
have
of a
with
bummer that most people
BO1
don't
zombies
think too highly of the map.
is
Call of the Dead
the
looked
fact
awesome,
that Easter
filled
eggs
with
aren't
Easter eggs,
solo.
but it's more of a
Liter-
fun scavenger hunt.
Like, it is
Gameplay just
maybe
wasn't
okay.
as
Maybe
interesting. It's
BO3
not a
has the
very
best
replayable
zombies,
map.
but like
It's nice for references.
all around
Gameplay
game,
is
it's
just
fucking
okay.
BO1 by a long shot.
At number 36, Voyage of Despair. Black
Okay,
Ops
that's
4.
although I
Now,
know Life
it
the
had some
Shadow
awesome art
Voyage,
design.
that's
The story
really
was
I
actually
understand that.
interesting,
It's
too, but the map,
respectable.
little hit or miss. Now, I love the setting, I love the characters, but how much you enjoy a map really comes down to how much you enjoyed Black Ops 4. If you didn't like Black Ops 4 Zombies, you're probably going to hate this map. If you did
Black
like
Ops
it,
4 is
you probably thought it was okay. It embraced Black Ops
okay.
4.
You know what? I retract what I say a little bit. Um, because I'm understanding his points a little more now, kinda. Um, I think BO4 and onward, except for Vanguard, I say as if that's a fucking lot. No, some of those should be really high for casuals because those are the more casual games. And I think BO3 should be like middle, like B or A tier if you're coming from like a casuals perspective. Cold War I'd probably put as the so far I because I haven't played any zombies past, well, except for Vanguard because one of my exes like yeah. Um but like yeah, I mean if that's how yeah, so that's how I think I'd understand it. I mean, because of Voyage's map, I think this is the first BO4 map on the list. So I understand why it's so low. Again, it's not a very player friendly map. But I think it's also God, what am I trying to say? It'll come back to me.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it did turn some players off, so I'm taking that into account, and I think number 36 is a fair spot. At number 35, Shadows of Evil in Black Ops 3. Divisive map to say the least because of the craziness of the enemies and sometimes
It pains me, but I guess that's fair.
It's a decent map, but it took a little work to get there, if that makes sense. Every zombies map requires a little bit of setup time before you really get into the groove of things, and Shadows of Evil took a long time to just get going for my taste. Solid map. Just about everything on the list going forward is going to be good, but it had some decent flaws, and I think it belongs somewhere around here. At number 34.
But it really is, it pains me because that really is just like a matter of opinion. I don't like Shadows of Evil for the simple fact that Easter egg isn't soloable, but that's probably my only complaint about it. And I think the special zombies, you can't even call them fucking zombies, are a little bit too hard, but that's just because I'm a fucking retard, right? But it really because I love that aesthetic. Oh, you know what? One thing I wanted to this is what I was talking about before. I was gonna go off on Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead. Something about that. Is I love Where We Belong. Right, yeah, it's called Where We Belong, Voyage of Despair song. But I don't like Snakes Skin Boots. I'm sorry. That's more like it really does feel more Chicago, while Snakeskin Boots, while Where We Belong really feels like just the general 30s aesthetic. And that's just all I want to say. I've listened to Where We Belong so much. It's truly amazing. You should listen to it.
Moon
Black
Ops 1.
is
I know
criminal.
I'm gonna catch heat for this one, but
You are.
pretty divisive.
You know,
ask the
okay,
COD community how
again,
they
but
feel
he's a
about it.
casual,
Half of
so
them are going to respond that it's an iconic map with some awesome mechanics.
that's understandable.
The other half
He's
is
a
going to say,
casual.
well, it's an annoying map, but I can see where people are coming from when they say they don't like it. Some of the mechanics and enemy types are annoying to deal with, but I can't rank it too low because I think the map is cool. The setting was awesome, and there's some really good parts to it. At number 33,
Right,
Forsaken
she's
in
both
Black
done.
Ops Cold War. Released with the Season 6 of Cold War, it was a secret facility blended in with the rest of the Zombies maps. Cold War Zombies
It's
started
a
out
secret
strong.
facility,
Forsaken,
just like every other
I mean, it
fucking
just kind of felt
Cold
basic
War
in
Zombies
comparison.
map.
Everything it did, we've
No, I'm
seen
fucking
before.
around.
in
I
previous
like
maps,
you,
so
Cold
that
War.
was a little downer. Fun map to grind, mess around with, but I don't think it's anybody's go-to map in Cold War. I mean, you could correct me in the comments if you disagree, but I don't really see anything special.
No,
about
there's
it. It
but there's a
functioned
much
well. It
worse
just wasn't
or much
special.
worse Cold War maps.
At number 32, no clue how to say this map. Groston Haas?
Yep.
COD World War II?
Well, if
G-map.
you're casual, that's like
Mainly
that
known
should
as a
be that
multiplayer
should have
map
been
in
way
the game
lower
because a
though.
little ways into COD's World War II cycle, Sledgehammer released it as a free bonus map for multiplayer, which I thought that was cool. It played well in 6v6 multiplayer, but in Zombies,
Where the fuck's my
kind of
blueprint?
middle of the road. There wasn't a lot to say about it. It was pretty simple.
me.
And
There we go.
I don't really know what else to say about it. You can see the appeal of it, I guess, but I personally think it works better as a multiplayer map
can't.
than a Zombies map.
I like World War II Zombies simply because that was like my first in-depth Zombies experience, but I can't. So they try to replicate what Nocturne and Totem did, but it doesn't have the space that Nocturne and Totem did, and that's my problem. Nocturne and Totem, while it was it's a little cramped. There's a big difference between that and this. It's very ridiculous.
At number 31, Dead of the
Dead of
Night, Black Ops 4. Raise your hand. Or, no, wait. Am I the only one who got major
I guess
vibes
it's more
from
like
this
a
map? Raise your hand.
mid-map.
Yes?
I
No?
would
No?
go on
Anyway,
record of
featured a
saying.
new cast with a handful of new weapons, enemy types to shake it up. Also took place in the year 1912, so you had some fun visuals to work with. I thought Dead of the Night was pretty fun. It wasn't as good as some of the other Black Ops 4 maps, but I'm going to compromise here. It was
I'm a
fun
fucking
compared to the
retard.
rest of the maps in the game, but it could have been better. Black Ops 4 had some really good zombies.
I don't know
so
if I
Dead of
lose
the
points
Night
for
maybe
going
a
down.
tad better to stand up to them. I don't know. At number 30, Shangri-La, Black Ops 1, also known as Paradise.
That'd probably
Released with
also
the
have to
Annihilation
go.
DLC for
That'd
the
probably have to
original
go
Black
B
Ops.
tier
Takes
2.
place in the Himalayan mountains, which was cool.
Even though it pains
It
me
also
because BL1
introduced
is
a lot of
fucking
things to the
peak.
gameplay formula, traps, specialty zombies. The Wonder Weapon was pretty awesome, and you would need it at certain points because there was choke points
fuck,
where you
I
could
lost
get yourself
Jug.
cornered and killed rather quickly. Shangri-La introduced a lot of great things to the zombies formula, but I don't think it was the go-to map for the community. I don't know. It's a good map for sure, but I think compared to everything else, it belongs right here. Remember, there's a lot of maps, so this is a pretty good placement. At
No,
number
it isn't.
29.
Stop lying.
Outbreak in Advanced Warfare, the first Exo Zombies map. Now, Outbreak took elements of the
again,
multiplayer map Biolab.
Exo
and
Zombies
expanded
should have
it to
been
make an
lower.
interesting experience that turned a lot of people off to the mode as well, but
Well,
lot
I
more
mean, I
people
guess
on
this
than
is
people
mid,
realize.
so
I think people wrote the map off because they weren't thrilled about Exo Zombies as a whole, but if you're willing to go with it, it's pretty cool. Now, I wasn't big on Exo Zombies, but I'm being fair. It plays well for what it's trying to be. While that may not be your cup of tea,
I don't know
it was
about
still a
that,
decent
bro.
map. Those who liked Exo Zombies, probably they're with me on this one. At number 20,
What?
The Beast from Beyond.
I'm gonna
Infinite
fucking
Warfare.
kill myself.
IW had surprisingly really good zombie maps, but this was probably the
This
weakest.
is the last
Granted,
map, right?
it's still at a pretty
Super
respectable
E.
spot on the
Yeah,
list, but
okay,
compared
that's
to
fair.
other IW maps, it bizarrely borrowed some elements from Extinction Mode from COD Ghost, but made them a little better, and it was a nice little callback for Infinity Ward if you ask me. The map itself was solid, but compared to other ones, tad on the weak side. Dropped it down a few pegs. At number 27, Carrier in Advanced Warfare.
AW.
Released as part
Again,
of the
we're going with
Supremacy
AW.
DLC. Had a lot of new content for Exo
I said,
Zombies. Pretty decent map.
AW
Layout
should
was
have been
similar to
lower,
Root
but
from World at War in the sense you were divided into two areas, meaning you couldn't always rely on your teammates to bail you out, and I think that added an extra tension and flavor to the experience. Pretty fun map. One of the better Exo Zombies maps, if you ask me. I think so. At number 26, The Giant in Black Ops 3. It was a remake.
you can't. No, it's not a remake. It's the definition of a fucking remaster. There is like negligible amount of differences between, and the fact this isn't top 10 is a big concern because this is the casual map. This is, although I might like classify it a bit more, mostly because of the Ultimus cast. All right, you can hate me, but I love Ultimus. That's super funny. Um, this is the first casual map. Cause you had a little bit of an Easter egg going on, and not to say that Kino didn't, right? Spoiler alert, Kino's also really high. Oh, one of the highest. um, but like there is not. I think the only reason why people like Kino more than Darius is simply because on console that was the free game, or that was the free map that came with BO1, and I think that's simply nostalgia, because um this Darius was the final step in making last gen zombies before we got the Warzoneification, um and I guess homogenization, I heard some people say, of zombies, right? But I just it's and Kino didn't. I guess you could argue that it kind of like perfected it, but I'd like to argue that every map along the way up to there was like the pinnacle of perfection, right? So I don't know how anyone could in like good faith say say and this is something I also want to say with 5 and classified. I think if you're looking at the maps and ignoring the gameplay differences, they should be ranked as 1, because classified has negligible, I'm sorry, but like counting the fucking pack-up moon spawn as the pack-up punch room, Groom Lake, I don't think that should count enough, because at the end of the day, almost everything is the exact same. With I even think they have the spawn room trap. And 2, I could be wrong. I haven't played either of those in a long time. But oh, also, happy 250 to America, baby. Proud American. Yeah. So again, I just think this guy is off his fucking like wacky taffy, habdy dabdy going on. Is really just insane.
Of Darius, which I haven't actually gotten to yet because, spoiler alert, it's ranked really high. So how does the Giant compare to the Classic? It's a mixed bag. Now, the changes to art style and the updated weapon selection were fun. Wasn't nearly as good as the original with that.
But that's a problem. But that now you're just having a problem with BO3. The weapon selection and the art direction shouldn't be something to take away, in my opinion, especially when you're like when you have something like this. It shouldn't be a problem. Simply because that's just a BO3 thing. When Chronicles released, everyone was upset about how it was done, right? So, again, he's complaining, but the complaint should be... But I don't believe the complaints are valid. Do I think that it sucked that they took away... I think it's fucking horrible they took away the M14 in Olympia, right? Like, that is an iconic... That's the biggest... Well, now I'm going off of fucking Zombies Chronicles, right? But yeah, that's probably the biggest sin, and this is another little tangent people have complained about before, but I also think it's a sin how they remove the Nazism imagery to really... You're killing the fucking bad guys, all right? Let me see how bad these fucking... Because, like, now you're just like... Well, now there's just random fucking people like... I just... Yeah, that's about all I want to say.
That being said, the original already had an amazing layout and super addicting formula, right? Giant was just a weird experience because it was good, but it didn't do anything better than the original. Instead, it was either the same or worse, aside from the graphics, of course.
Same or
Giant
worse
was a little bit of a disappointment
fucking
to the Zombies movie,
insulting.
but a really, really good map. And that's where we're going to stop. The next video, we'll have the top 25 zombie maps.
Top 25. Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a divisive list. Like I said, this is my personal ranking.
This
from
is
a Zombies
literally...
fan looking outside in. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'll see you soon.
Unbelievable. Alright, so I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna make sure I didn't fuck up the audio. If not, then I gotta spin that shit right back around.
Part 1, there's 50
Alright.
zombies map, and now we're going
that's
to
pretty
do
fucking loud.
the top 25. And I said it in the first video, and I want to say it again. This is from a casual zombie fan on the outside looking in. This is not from
Turn the fucking
a
audio
true,
louder.
true
Jesus Christ,
hardcore
man.
ranking zombie super fan or anything like that. So keep that in mind. This is my personal
turn this
list.
shit
and
down.
Most of you were pretty constructive. I see a
We're
couple
playing,
in the first
what
episode
is this, Forsaken?
that
An hour? I
may
don't
have
fucking know.
raised a few eyebrows, but that's what it's all. I mean, that's the fun of it. So we are now going to rank the top 25
Oh shit, I selected the wrong map.
zombie maps in COD history, all the way throughout. So make sure you guys drop a like. Let me know if you agree or disagree in a constructive way. And at number 25, Alpha Omega, Black Ops 4, the 7th Black Ops 4 map. Now, it seems to either be
I gotta
completely forgotten
give,
by the zombie
I'm a
community
big hater of
or
Alpha
completely
Omega.
adored,
I
which
love
is kinda weird.
Nuketown
Those who
because it
remember
really
seem to
is
love
just,
it, but there's also a big portion of the
like,
community that
if you
forgot
can't
it
tell, I
even
love
exists. I
memes
mean, it takes
and
place
shit
on an
like that.
expanded version of Nuketown.
I gotta
but
give
thankfully,
Nuketown
it's
a
way better
fair,
than
or
Nuketown
sorry,
Zombies
Alpha
from Black
Omega a
Ops
fair
2.
chance.
It
I was
also
a big
introduced us
lover
to the
of.
Lightning Hounds, the
I saw
Jumping
CG
Jacks, and the
Santa's
Nova
video
6
and like, you
bombers.
know what, maybe I've
Layout,
been too hard.
solid. There was some hidden details. The gameplay was pretty good. Overall, I don't think it was amazing, but it was definitely worthy of a shout out because more people should remember it. It's a solid map.
I mean,
And also,
alright, if you
worthy
say
of a
so.
shout out, guys. If you are in the market for a custom
Alright. We're skipping. Frozen Dawn.
24, the Frozen Dawn, COD World War II. Story was a little bit lacking, but a lot of people think the Frozen
I
Dawn
don't
is the best
know.
map
I
in
don't know
COD
what
World
to
War II's
think.
entire zombies mode, and I get it. The Wonder Weapon was pretty cool. The
Wonder
map itself was
Weapons,
laid out well,
LARPer.
plus it's absolutely beautiful to look at. COD World War II doesn't get enough credit for the graphics art design. I really don't think so. I think the Frozen Dawn was a huge step up.
This is true.
Most over all the other World War II maps. Easily one of the best Sledgehammer maps ever put to a zombies experience, if you ask me. At number 23, Blood of the Dead. Black Ops.
Ooh. Here's another thing I gotta say. I hate fucking Aether BO4 all you want. Hate Blood all you want. Holy shit. Those cutscenes were some of the best in the fucking series. That ending still makes me cry and still gives me chills to this day. Like, it really is. Now, why would you play Blood of the Dead over Mob of the Dead? I can't tell you. Alright, maybe, because it really is, because both are really easy. Like, I'm just saying, between BO4's system and Mob of the Dead's Afterlife system, I'm sorry, but, like, that shit, like, I got pretty high on my first attempt, I remember. But, yeah, I mean, it's just it's so fucking big. The map itself, I guess it's alright. The Easter egg, that has to dip it down. What else do I want to say? The new spawn section, it makes the map feel bloated. Definitely, I would say. And the teleporter stations, I can't comment because I don't know much about mobs, so I'll just leave it at that.
The reimagining of Mob of the Dead. Definite step backwards from that fan favorite, but it was a fun experience. Blood of the Dead was the third map in Black Ops 4, and it brought back the old Black Ops 2 crew for you to play as. Like I said,
No, it
the layout
didn't.
was a bit of a reimagining of
Again,
the
this
original,
is
but
how
the
you know
story
he's a
was
LARPer.
sequel to the Black Ops 2 classic, which made it a hard-hitting dose of nostalgia. Blood of the Dead featured lots of guns, lots of bonuses. Wasn't quite as good as the original, but it still had a lot of what made the first one so good, which made it fun in its own right. For new zombie players, it was a great introduction to classic Treyarch zombies, honestly. And for older
Fuck,
players,
I should have saved
like I
up for
said,
quick
it was a
and
nice little
whatever.
nostalgic callback.
Whatever.
At number 22, Garage Crovey, Black Ops 3.
Garage.
Now, the Easter egg was criticized here due to how tedious it could get. But the
It's
map
not.
itself,
It
ton of fun. Lots of great fan service. It was a
tedious,
crazy
I
map.
guess.
We had dragons, we had castles, all kinds of stuff. The return of the PPSH-41, even mounted MG-42s, which was kind of cool. It was a nice change of pace for Black Ops 3. People were worried about this map. They were worried it was going to be a
Again,
little
your
too
problem
crazy
is
when we
you're
first saw the
saving too
trailers,
much.
But I think it ended up being a pretty popular map. At number 21, Classified. In Black Ops 4.
Oh, that's like
Reimagining
it's
of
a
the map
top 10 map
5,
for me.
Which I may have
Top
angered some
10.
people
Easy.
off in the other video
Easy,
where I
especially as a
ranked
solo
it. I
player, because
apologize. I think it was
inside
a
the
genius
BO4
concept,
engine,
but the
it
map
makes
itself, to me, was
5
just okay. But classified
able
takes
for
the original layout,
casuals.
adjusts it a little bit, expands upon it in a lot of regards, and I think it did it in a better way. Yes, I mean, it doesn't have as good of theming, but the layout was excellent. And if someone were to
Doesn't have a theming,
classify to have all the
motherfucker.
Black
You're
Ops
in
1
the...
character models and voice lines,
I guess,
I think
but
that
like,
would be the
dude,
absolute best way to experience. Once again, it's just my opinion. At number 20, Challenge Shuffle Infinite Warfare.
Shuffle.
Very fast-paced, very intense.
It's way
super
too
fun.
high.
Practically any zombies player could get into this map. The Easter egg was a little on the simple side, but just about everything on the map was
Dude,
pretty
it's
fun.
fucking insane.
Had some really funny elements to it. The combat was pretty rewarding thanks to all the different enemy types and the map advantages out there. I think Shuffle was an underrated map. I think it's more than worthy of being listed this high. I mean, if you haven't tried it, give it a shot. At number 19.
I gave it a shot, all right.
The Final Reich.
The Final Reich.
That was
Okay, so there's something I want to go off on here. Either I want to split casual players into two here. You have old school casual and like modern last gen casuals. So if you were going to do your top 10 and you were like, you start off with World at War, or BO1, or like the start of BO2, I think you would probably should have Final Reich in your top 10 because of the atmosphere alone. If you started from like BO3 onward, I think Zombies in Spaceland, I don't know if you went over that already, should be in your top 10 simply because of the theming. I think both are impeccable on their own, and overall I think both should be deservedly in everybody's top 10. And what would my top 10 be? That's a great question. Well, first of all, would be fucking the Giant, not including modded maps. My most favorite modded map would probably be like the one in Mori Room. Or or maybe Come of the Dead. So sad. I want classified. The Giant, classified. Zombies in Spaceland, Final Reich. It's so hard because all of them are fucking great. It's a lot of really amazing zombies maps. I don't know. I'd actually have to come back to my top 10. If I'm going to be honest.
Was one of the many people disappointed at how reliant this map was on jump scares instead of actual creepiness. But
dude, that's fucking insane.
I think it was
There's
still
an
a good
entire
map.
area meant for it, and that's the intro he showed for
really
this.
good mechanics. I know it
There's
felt
an
like
entire
a bit of a left
fucking
turn for
sector
Black Ops 3
dedicated to showing off how fucked
but
up
it
this
did have a
place
lot
was.
going for it. The layout was solid, weapons were good, plus the design of the zombies was really good, and I personally love the more gritty vibe that Sledgehammer was going for in COD World War II. I think that this one got a little too much heat when it came out because it was such a massive change from the last few COD
I
zombies
think
games.
it got.
If you go back with an open mind
the rest
today,
of it
hindsight's 2020.
was hated.
At number 18,
just fine enough.
Mauer der Toten in Black Ops Cold
Mauer
War.
der Toten.
Very cool setting. The Berlin Wall. Really cool to see this landmark reimagined as the victim of a zombie outbreak in the map.
Is this the fucking...
Featured
Okay,
a lot
no,
of the
it
best
isn't.
elements
I
of
thought it
Cold
was
War
fucking
zombies,
Burger
while
Town.
also incorporating some old school elements like the art design and the level design. Now, there was also a lot of great Easter eggs here, with a couple referencing World at War and the Voyage of Despair, which I can appreciate. Toten was a good map, if not a tad forgettable compared to some of the other Cold War maps that we'll talk about later, but a good map. At number 17, Descent in Advanced Warfare.
Way too
Made me
fucking
shocked
high.
to see
Descent,
those
top,
zombies
yeah,
rank so
okay,
high,
no, Jay.
But I thought it was really good, and the AW community almost unanimously considered it to be the best of the bunch. Not only did this map introduce us to the blunderbuss, but it also took place in an underwater facility, which was a really cool choice for a zombies map, if you ask me. You had to wander through the facility, hunting for Oz, which was the main villain of the Exo Zombie storyline. I thought he did really good. A lot of people didn't like how Exo Zombies played so differently from traditional zombies, but Descent felt like it was a best of the both worlds. It really did. I thought it was a good map. At number 16. Remember, we started
Almost
with
killed
50,
myself.
okay? 16 is solid. Zombies in Space.
Zombies in Spaceland deserves to be a top 10.
This map shouldn't have been as good as it was. It launched with
He's
IW.
right,
People were
but, like,
initially critical of the colorful,
dude, it's
goofy
fucking Zombies
vibe,
in
and the map
Spaceland.
itself, it was great. I'd say 9 out of 10. It was fun. It was addicting. It was rewarding. It was super
Then why is
replayable.
it
If there's
you
anything you could
can't-
want from a zombies map, it was there. I know some people didn't like Infinite Warfare Zombies for the change in art style, but
Why are
a
you
lot of
ranking
people
it so
didn't
low?
give this game a chance at all. And Zombies in Spaceland, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah. At number 15, Die Machine, Black Ops Cold War.
It's
Massive change
solid.
to the
I don't know if I'd
formula.
rank it over
Surprisingly, it
fucking.
worked. The game was a
I
bit
don't know
more
if I'd rank
grindy,
it over
but still objective-driven,
Spaceland.
which worked. You had more control over your weapons. You had more control how you
Scared me.
could progress them, but it did feel like a Treyarch Zombies map with all the different routes and the enemy types that you could go blast through. That's all I really have to say about it. I thought it was a pretty solid map. And speaking of Cold War, at number 14, Firebase Z, Black Ops Cold War. It caused a lot of conversation when it was building up to launch last year. And while Black Ops Cold War wasn't received super well for the multiplayer community, Zombies was eating pretty well. Firebase Z had a lot of great elements. Really tough to decide if it belonged above or below Die Machine, but here it is. Good mechanics, assault and defense rounds made it where you're going for high rounds. It was satisfying. Personally, I was excited to see what Treyarch does in their next game because Cold War had some good ideas. They had less than a year to slap this thing together.
Says. I'm
Just think
sick
what
and
they
tired
could
of
do
it.
if they had a full development cycle. At number 13, Tag der Toten. Tag der Toten.
I'm sorry. This is where you're fucking wrong. Tag der Toten top 13 is fucking vile. Because you have so much more. Well, actually, we haven't covered that much BO3 zombies, so you know what? That's my bad. But there is a lot more you could put above here. And it's actually, I think I'm just talking to talk. I don't know what the fuck. I should let him finish.
Toten. Black Ops.
It's.
Some people call this one of the best Treyarch maps ever made.
Nobody calls it that.
I'll leave that up to you
no,
guys.
no.
Final Zombies map, Black Ops 4. A lot of people missed it, but if you managed to play it, you probably had fun. Launched in September of 2019. Grand finale to
I don't know anybody who had fun playing this shit, bro. It's just not true. My friend and I have fun playing
Black
Rush.
Ops 1, personally. I think Tag was an all-around improvement over the original map, even if it didn't have George A. Romero making an appearance.
He's
The
capping.
weapon's amazing. I mean, there was a
Your
couple
Honor,
brand new ones.
he's
to shake it up.
capping.
I think it was a good
He's
conclusion to the
LARPing.
storyline and a great way to wrap up Black Ops 4 Zombies. At number 12,
Yeah.
Raven the Redwoods
Can't.
IW.
All right.
Setup,
All right.
little slow, but incredibly fun once you got it up and running. Compared to the
The
other
only thing I
Infinite
like is
Warfare
the aesthetics
maps,
of
I
it.
think Rave seemed to be designed for longer sessions and higher rounds, but it worked really
Everything
well
else
in
is
its favor
fucking.
because it rewarded you for sticking with it.
Disgusting.
The Wonder Weapons were amazing. The Easter egg was super satisfying, and if you have a few hours to spare, go give it a run.
No, just
At
play
number
zombies
11.
in Spaceland.
Ancient Evil and Black Ops.
Ancient Evil, I can
Black
see
Ops 4 had
being
some awesome
an
theming
11
with its zombie maps. I mean, we can
is
all agree on
crazy.
that, right?
In
Had you fighting zombies in Greece
top
in the early
10,
1900s?
I can
That was
see,
cool. Amazing
question mark.
sight, plenty of great references to Greek mythology, which I absolutely love. The visuals here don't nearly get enough credit as the colors they popped. It made the combat feel more impactful. Plus, the enemy design,
He's talking about fucking
it
Ancient
was
Evil?
awesome. They blended
fuck
classic
is this-
zombies
dude,
with
why is he playing the
zombies
cinematic
Greek
for 9?
mythology and imagery to create this
That's the
truly
cinematic
unique
for 9, right?
experience. I don't think Black Ops 4 gets enough credit for stuff like that. Ancient Evil was a
That's
really
just because
cool
of
map.
its art direction.
At number
It's more
10.
vibrant.
Attack of the radioactive thing. in
Attack
Cold War.
top 10.
Now, the Wonder Weapon
Fuck
was
off.
underwhelming.
This is a Noah
Got
J
everything
tier
else on the
list.
map?
This is fucking Noah
Fantastic.
J levels of
It
trolling.
carried the Infinite Warfare's goofy aesthetic and it introduced you to a ton of great new enemy types and side challenges. They felt productive. They didn't just feel like you were doing them to do it. Like you were working towards something that mattered instead of just grinding
No.
bonus stuff. The map had some good
If we're
comedy
talking about
to
the
it,
Easter
too.
egg,
Plenty
absolutely
of fun
fucking
references to
not.
classic
No.
B movies. I mean, you can dislike the video if you want. It won't show up as a dislike anymore. But I think the map
Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me just do that. Did I do this? Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Don't worry,
is
man.
deserving of this high of a spot.
Oh, I disliked it.
At number
Alright.
9, the Shadow Throne COD World War II. I've had
Shadow
some really nice
Throne.
things to say about World War II zombies maps today, but
Fucking
ultimately,
over.
I think the Shadow Throne was the best. And browsing
Over
Reddit seems
Final
to
Reich,
reveal
by the
that
way.
most of the community liked it. Had a really cool Easter egg. Had a really good story. Had some really
Dude,
good atmosphere.
no,
really good
people did
gameplay.
not.
It
What
had
the
all
fuck
the
are
best
you
parts of
talking
COD
about?
World War II zombies mixed together in this big pot, but since a lot of people gave up on the game before the DLC was finished, you may have missed it. Give it a shot if you haven't
Not
before,
dead.
because you're probably
The
going to
fuck?
like this one more than you expected. At number 8, Ascension in Black Ops 1. I think this is the zombie map I got the
some
most hours in.
Black
Has
Ops
to be one
1
of the most beloved
love.
maps in COD Zombies. First DLC map, released for the original Black Ops. Super popular. Popular enough to get it remade in Chronicles, the expansion for Black Ops 3. set on a Soviet cosmodrome and feature one of the best cast characters we've ever had.
Oh, I forgot about the
come on.
monkeys. Fuck the
This was
monkeys,
also
though.
the map that introduced us to Stammin' Up and
Fuck those
PhD
monkeys.
Flopper.
You know what? I
Fan
can understand
favorite
if
perks that
now I
have returned many
remember. Now I
times.
can
The
understand why
vibe
people
of the
would
map
rank
was
Shangri-La
awesome. The
and
layout,
whoa,
fantastic. And that was all topped off with
whoa.
a cherry on the top with a great soundtrack.
Shangri-La and
One of the
Ascension
best
lower.
of all time. At number 7, 9. Black Ops 4, no shot.
I think 9 should
Easily
go
the
in
best
9th
map in
place.
Black Ops 4. Definitely a top 10 map overall, if you ask me. And it was second in chronological order in the game. And in terms of the style and the setting,
How
it
the
stood
fuck
out.
do you not die?
The map was set in a gladiatorial arena. I love gladiators. It had you fighting hundreds and hundreds of zombies for a live crowd, while the map
I think
itself
9
was
for
simple.
9 is a perfect
I think that
place.
simplicity was what made it so addicting. The weapons, the art style, it was
Absolutely.
great. I think a gladiator arena
I
has to
think
be one of the most
I think Ancient Evil, actually, you know what? I think Ancient Evil is okay for being like 13th place, right? But I definitely do believe that 9 is better for casuals because while Ancient Evil, it's definitely more gorgeous. I cannot disagree. Like, and it's much cooler. 9 is again a way more casual. If you look at the fucking map, it's a literal circle. It's a circle with other circles with it. Like, you can't get more casual. Hello, seizure warning. It's not really seizure warning. It's not strobing. But you cannot get more casual than fucking that, right? And I may like, what was I gonna say? What, again, I don't know. Why do I have 2 of those? I may not understand why, there's my fucking skin. And I bought it with my money. There we go. I may like Classified more because it's like I want to say like a light touch up of light touch up of 5, but I cannot disagree that 9 is like the ultimate beginners. If you're starting out with BO4, this is unless you like the thought of funny characters in the Pentagon.
6, Nocturne Toten, World at War. This is
another like nuclear take people have against him. I don't understand why people think. I think for being the first ever map, I think it's top 10. No, because there's so many things that have been improved until then, and because no Nocturne Toten has modern day. And I don't want to say like that's a like Easter egg quest. I think it's fine that they have. I just fucking killed myself. Okay. I think it's fine that they don't have Easter eggs. I don't think older games should be dipped or anything for having like mainline story Easter eggs, because that's what they were fucking for, right? That fucking, you jump in, hello seizure warning, you jump in and you just have a good fucking time, right? But like specific, there's no feasible like upgrading process to make yourself stronger throughout the game, and I'm not counting BO3 because I don't count gobblegum power-ups. That's not really core of the Nocturne Toten experience, right? But yeah, I just think it's very ooh. What's the inspect key? That's the wrong button. G3-1. Okay, I'm gonna fucking kill myself soon. I lost track. But yeah, I don't think it's fair. I don't think you can really rank. I fucking picked up that tomahawk, but whatever. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
It started. Holds up super well to this day. I mean, the vibes, come on, the scares as well as
there is nothing that'll match.
Everything you know and love about zombies started right here, and unlike other World at War maps, it still plays good when you go back for a modern perspective. The zombies were great, the layout was great, the power-ups are great. I know it's primitive to modern audiences, but you'll lose hours and hours of your life playing it over and over again trying to hit that high round. There's a reason Zombies mode got so popular. This is the reason. At number 5, Origins in Black Ops 2. It's one of the most iconic maps in Zombies history.
Yo, hey
First
buddy.
World War, alternate timeline. Basically, Treyarch answered all the criticism of the launch zombie maps, right? Origins was filled with Easter eggs, gameplay, weaponry, atmosphere, and
No,
to
I
me,
thought it
it's
was
yet
my
to be
armor
matched by
breaking.
any
That's why I
zombies
looked
map to
around.
date. I mean, what other map has giant robots roaming around the world? Roaming
I
around
can see
World War
Origins in the
I?
top
I mean,
10 though.
just like it was
I just don't think it's very
often called the best zombies map
against Mob of the Dead. Though, no, he puts Mob of the Dead in top 10 as well, top 5. Fuck, what's the other? Well, there's so many fucking zombie maps. What am I thinking of? Yeah, Transit, Die Rise, Nuketown, Mob of the Dead, Origins. Where the fuck is Black Ops 2? Hold on, let me see the store page. Black Ops 2 Zombies, dabba dibba dabba. It's a 5th one. Oh, that is it. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. You know what? That's fair. This is gonna be top 10. Origins, top 10. Should not be the highest rated BO2 map, and it isn't, to be fair. This isn't the most highest rated BO2 map.
that are better.
I think. I don't think we skipped over Mob.
Rise and Drop. Black Ops.
Rise and Drac. Top. You know what? That can go top 3. Top 3 maybe. I think third best for BO3. I think that's fair. I think. I say as if that's what he's doing. No, I think Rise and Drac should be 3.
Which was a nice touch and great motivation to keep searching for clues. Rise and Drop was great, and while number 4 may be a bit of a stretch, I think
it's a little too low.
At number 3 today, Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the Dead.
Now, following the poor reception, the first few Black Ops 2.
Ooh. He ranks. I'm gonna do a little spoiler alert. He ranks. Wait, what? There's no. He ranks. Okay, so yeah. No, I think Mob of the Dead for casuals, 2nd. I think that should be 2. I think BO2, Mob of the Dead 2, and I think Kino should be 5th place. Or somewhere in top 10. You know what? I'm gonna do it right here. So what is my top 10 zombie maps? Right. So I'm gonna start. I'll go know what I know to do. So we have the Giant in 1st place. We have Mob of the Dead in 2nd place. We have Rise and Drac in 3rd place. We have Kino Dirt Tote in 4th place. We have Shadows of Evil in 5th place. We have 6th place for Final Reich. 7th place for Zombies in Spaceland. 8th place for Origins. And 9th place for 9. I think that touches base on and I don't know if I'd throw in any Cold War map. If it were like top 15 or top 20, I'd definitely throw in a Cold War map in there. If we're including the gameplay of Cold War just to spice things up. But I definitely think like top 15, top 20, that's gonna be mostly BO1, BO3, zombies, a little bit of a tad, like a sprinkle of BO4 and BO2. But that's definitely what I would do for my top 9. That's absolutely what I'd. So
maps. Treyarch went back to the drawing board, came up with Mob of the Dead, delivered one of the best maps we've ever seen. You're in Alcatraz. You had to figure out how to escape without getting ripped apart by zombies in the process, all with the great cast of characters. The amazing weapons, tons of hidden secrets, some really extremely memorable boss fights. Mob of the Dead was amazing. Easily top 3. I mean, can you guess the last 2? If you know your zombies history and you've watched both videos, you probably already know where we're going. At number 2,
I'm so bad.
World
this
at War.
is genuinely
Final
horrible.
map from World at War, probably
like,
the most
you
iconic
can't...
from that game, even more than Knock. I mean, let's be real. The map is set in a secret regime facility in Germany. You have to manage your defenses, go up against the undead, run around, try to figure out how to get out of there, stop the evil mastermind behind it all. It was a fantastic conclusion to World at War storyline, while also being a great stepping stone to more complicated styles of Black Ops 1 and beyond. It was simple, but it had a lot of stuff for you to do and keep an eye on. You don't get overwhelmed, but there was a whole laundry list of Easter eggs to go hunting for. Amazing map, and it was close between this one and number 1. But at number 1 today, to me, the best zombies map of all time.
People rank Kino 1 simply because of nostalgia.
To me, it's
and I'm glad I didn't.
It was originally supposed to be a World at War, but it was cut due to time constraints. Thankfully, Treyarch was able to finish it up, polish it up, and release it with Black Ops because it was good. Really good. So many icons.
Really good, but
perfect blend of simple and complex.
It's not.
Were all unique and fun to fight.
When you have Doris / the Giant You can't put Kino, because what did Kino do that Darius didn't? It did nothing. Because if you're, especially if you're looking at it like in the World at War sense, like if this was going to be in World at War, what would this have added? It would have added nothing. There is not a single, and I'm sorry, but that's genuinely what I believe. There is not a single thing that Kino Detergent does better than Darius. Well, except for the PAP location. I'll give it that. I'll give it that. The fucking teleporter, that's fun. That's fun. You know, that's, but
Kino had some of the best music in any COD Zombies map ever, which made it even more addicting to play through and grind over and over. Call me old school, but I
you're
think
very
Kino's
old
the
school.
absolute best Zombies map ever.
You know what?
released, and I
Okay,
can play it a
fine. If you
million
want to take the
times
fucking
without
Easter
ever
egg
getting bored.
songs
And there you
over
have
that,
it, my
but that's
friends.
the
A
only
trip from 50 to 1.
only
I
thing
know
I'll
we're
give
not
him
all going to
over.
agree, but let me know what you think. I'll see you soon.
I hope to never see you again, because next up we have, we're going to be looking over a snake. We're going to be looking over a silly boy, and that is Noah J456. I mean, do you want to comment on about him is that, oh, you know what? There's more. There's ChaosXSilencer has a more recent tier list. Hold up. I got to see that next. Hold up. Wait. Every... Hold up. Oh. No, I think it was just the top 10. I don't care about Chrism. You know what? We'll go over his top 10 real quick. We'll go over top 10. Hold up. Where is it? Chaos. An extremely passionate bunch. We'll do a little
The
bonus.
COD
We'll do a
Zombies
little
community
bonus.
is an extremely passionate bunch. I have a ton of respect for that. That's also the reason why years ago when I did a listing or a
Oh,
ranking
he's
of my picks for the
playing
10 best zombies in
World at
franchise
War.
history, I got roasted across YouTube,
Wait, no, this is
Twitter, and the
BO1,
internet
right?
for multiple weeks. But you know what?
I can't.
We're gonna try it again.
Tell.
And if you're an
A
avid
little
zombies
retarded.
player, I have one ask. I ask that
Okay,
you
I
at
won't
least
spoil
go
it.
easy
I
on
won't spoil
me
it.
and
I
my
won't spoil it.
takes. They may or may not
He
line up with yours
put.
because I will admit I'm not a hardcore zombies guy.
It doesn't matter. You should know. You should have common sense, and you should have, like, you can't.
To balance out my
I think his problem is he like over the course of the ranking, it was evident that that's not his ranking, right? If he said, "Hey guys, this is my ranking. This is how I feel about zombies," right? I feel like if he did that, then nobody people would be like, "Dude, your fucking taste is whack." But all right, like, but again, I love Nuketown Zombies, right? I love 5, and that's why I love Classified, right? But that doesn't mean I'll acknowledge Nuketown is one of the best zombies maps, right? No, I acknowledge that it's its own incredibly niche map. That I'm glad it happened. Should there have been other like replacements for it? I guess, like, but for what it is, I appreciate it, and it's very near and dear to my heart. I heart Nuketown Zombies. You know, there's like little I heart New York or whatever, like I heart money, like whatever. That is how I feel.
personal casual opinions and the opinions of more hardcore fans out there. So you let me know your list of the 10 best zombie maps in COD history down in the comments. Drop a like. I know the meme is going to get put everywhere as well down there, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, wrong button.
Accepted that. I can have fun. It was fun. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, you got some problems. So here we go. At number 10, drop a like. Welcome to the channel, Chaos here. And at number 10, 9. I remember when this map was released, a lot of people were worried
Again,
that it
top
wasn't
10,
gonna play
completely
very well
fine.
due to the
I'm
fact that it was
A-okay with
main
that.
sometimes, and therefore, it would be melee only. But then when
I
it
should
got
have killed
to
myself
launch,
there.
we
Why was
discovered
the fuse so short?
not melee only. It was actually a really cool map. 9 is that map that was set in Roman gladiator time in the gladiatorial arena. Has a ton of unique mechanics based around that crowd mechanic where you fight off the undead. The crowd will react to how well you're doing, which is really, really cool. And
Oh my god, I'm gonna
that you'll
fucking
get by
die.
keeping the crowd on your side. There's also a set of trials. You have to complete complete in order to earn bonuses, power-ups, perks. It
I
was
need
the
to get through this
perfect
run.
blending of the movie Gladiator with the gameplay of COD Zombies.
Again, 9
9
top 10. That's
honestly,
completely
I had to
valid.
give it a spot. I don't actually remember where I ranked this map when I did my Giant Zombies map ranking a few years ago, but I have a feeling
I think he put it.
wasn't nearly as
It was.
tied
It
to
was.
as
I think it was
should have
9th
been.
place or something like that, and I
Because
just
going back
fucking
and
watched
playing
it, which
9,
again, completely fair.
it really is a fun map. Who's ready for Gladiator 2? At number 9, Call of the Dead. This map was designed with characters.
You know what? That's respectable.
And the gameplay second. I'll say that out of the gate. So in case you forgot, Call of the Dead is the map that
Got
features
quick
Danny
revive. What else
Trejo,
should I
Michael
get?
Rooker, Robert Englund, and Sarah Michelle Gellar as the playable characters. It also features
Mm-hmm.
George A. Romero, and he's one of the zombies. On top of all that, it was also one of the first Call of Duty Zombies maps to feature a musical Easter egg from the band Avenged Sevenfold, who would become a heavy contributor to Call of Duty as a whole in the years following Black Ops 1.
I spent. Well, I should have saved
right out of the
a bit
gate,
for pack. Oh
Call
boy.
of the Dead gets a ton of nostalgia points for me. It does, for the number of fan-favorite real-world faces that it featured. So, now let's talk about the gameplay. Well, that's where it gets a little bit iffy. A lot of people absolutely love Call of the Dead. I'm one of those people, but a lot of Zombies players believe this is actually one of the more disappointing maps in Treyarch's lineup when it comes to the actual map design. Variety. I can see where those people are coming from. I can see both sides of the fence here.
He's triggering
There's
me. He's
definitely some
triggering
issues with the
me.
map layout. It's pretty clear that Treyarch was relying on the spectacle of the landscapes and the playable celebrities to make up for the gameplay shortcomings. But at the end of the day,
I
still
guess,
a
but
map.
that the
I think it's
gameplay
clear.
problems really
I
only
mean,
boiled down to the
basically,
wonder weapons, though.
No, maybe it doesn't clear everything in World at War. Who cares if the map itself isn't good? I mean, it's as good as it could have been. You get to play as Danny Trejo, Rooker, England. You get to kill zombies together. I mean, that's pretty cool to me. This is... I can't believe we're sitting here doing this. I cannot believe we're sitting here ranking zombie maps. I really can't. At number 8 today, what was the meme? I don't even remember. I said something was the best map of all time. I don't remember
Kino.
whose channel. Was it Lexify or Lextify or Mr. Lex?
Oh, we're talking about, okay.
At number 8, Zombies in Spaceland. Now, there's a lot of hesitation from the Zombies
Yes.
when it was announced that Infinity Ward was doing their own take on the formula, myself included. There was even more hesitation when it was announced that Infinity Ward Zombies mode would completely be disconnected from the existing storyline. It featured a much goofier tone, much more colorful, whimsical tone than what Treyarch had been building for the previous
I just don't like the mechanics of Infinite Warfare so much, which is why personally,
I'm an Easter egg guy. References to various 80s movies. I was all about that. There's so many little mini games and activities around the arcade, and the design of the zombies.
I don't know. I just purchased. I'm a little retarded.
I think the gameplay loop of Zombies in Spaceland is extremely addicting. I think Infinity Ward did a great job of taking Treyarch's formula, but they made it their own, which is not easy to do without losing the core of what made it fun in the first place. Yes, it's goofy. Yes, it's completely disconnected from the larger zombie storyline. But if you just want a fun co-op zombie shooting experience that scratches that same itch as old school Treyarch zombies, and it's chock full of 80s nostalgia, I think this map was perfect. I do.
Overthrew that
Infinite Warfare
motherfucker.
gets a lot of hate, but I'll always defend what the zombies team did. At number 7. Now we get into the mix of it. Garad Krovi. This Black Ops 3 DLC map featured the return of Origins crew and heavily featured a giant dragon in the marketing. When zombies and maps show off a giant set piece like that in the trailers, it's usually a coin toss. It is. On whether or not it'll actually be that cool in the game. But I think I can say confidently that Krovi lived up to the hype that Treyarch built for it before launch. I mean, come on. Giant robots, giant dragons, the alternate 1940s aesthetic, and some pretty insane challenges that even the most seasoned COD Zombies veterans struggled with when they were trying to do it. The map is a high point for Black Ops 3 Zombies, if you ask me, and it has some of the most memorable
what is he on?
anything Treyarch has ever made.
Garad Krovi. Oh, yeah, so basically, I think he's just sucking up to Lex. I'm sorry. This is a little, like, it's a little obvious. Instead of Reddit ranks, he's just ranking off of fucking... well, Mr. T Lexify said, because Mr. T Lexify put Call of the Dead as the second favorite, Garad Krovi as his first favorite, right? Like, there, you can't fool. We both know this is just for Mr. T Lexify at least. And if Descent is like top 5, then we know it's a Noah J456 tier list.
Of the map is the fact that the Easter eggs were probably a little weak. This was that era of COD Zombies where Easter eggs started getting very complicated and time-consuming, which I was never really the biggest fan of. But at the same time, I do understand if you disagree with me on that. And ultimately, the Easter eggs aren't more important than the actual gameplay and the presentation of the map itself. And I think Krovi was a fantastic thing in both of those departments. So here it is at number 7. This is just going to be a wild ride from 6 to 1, and I know you're probably not going to agree with all of them, and that's okay, but just had to look myself in the mirror. I had to go for it as a casual Zombies fan now. At number 6, Ascension. Now, this is a map that has become somewhat controversial over the years because it was very experimental at the time. I recognize that my nostalgia is going to be playing a part in this.
You know what?
Place it.
Ascension top.
Released for the original Black Ops. And it was also one of the first maps that really started to build upon the original structure from World at War. World at War Zombies was super simple. Treyarch really started experimenting in Black Ops, and Ascension introduced us to a ton of fan-favorite things, as well as some other things that did not really age particularly well, like the perk-stealing monkeys that really should have been deleted from the game during testing.
This is true.
We're not going to talk about that. This was also
I think it'd be my top 20.
Never have a hidden Easter egg, which was obviously a game changer for the mode going forward. I honestly think I put in more hours on this map with friends than any other Zombies map, now that I think back. On top of all the innovation, Ascension is just really, it's a well-designed map for casual, old-school Zombies gameplay. The setting is awesome.
That's fair.
Top-notch.
Again, that's fair. If that's his reason. Well, that's right. This is Mimic. I'm so fucking retarded.
Without really getting bored, which I did, although I would get frustrated at the perk-stealing monkey.
That decoy? Thank God.
It's a piece of Zombies history for sure. While I may get some heat for putting it this high, I don't know, to be honest with you. I have no idea. I'm completely out of touch with the Zombies community. I think most of us can agree that it was
I don't like that it pauses you in place every fucking time.
You may not have it at number 6
like, dude,
on your
that
list,
shit
but
sucks.
This is my list. It's gonna get the number 6
And
spot.
I'm zooming around.
Now we arrive at the top 5. I'm gonna go with Moon. It was released back in 2011. I mean, from the original Black Ops. Moon quickly became a fan favorite, had that unique setting, awesome Easter eggs, as well as the addicting gameplay loop and mechanics that you really couldn't get anywhere other than outer space. Zombies in outer space. I still remember the trailers for this thing. This was the first time Call of Duty went to space, and for a lot of people, it's still the best example of it.
Okay,
Moon
yeah, I'm
stars
locking in
the,
on this fucking game
Ultimates
like
character.
when I should.
And it's the third
Again,
biggest Zombies map ever made. You start out in Area 51 in Nevada, you get zapped up to the surface
Oh,
of the moon.
we're
The map is also
ranking.
featured.
Did he call himself casual? If he called himself casual, this is not top 10 casual. If he, if this is just of all time, then abso-fucking-lutely. Moon is absolutely can be a top 10 map. Because it's fucking Moon, man. You can't, like, what am I to say about, you're supposed to hate Moon? Like, are you fucking serious? No, you shouldn't hate Moon. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's not perfect, but you know what I mean. It's epic. Right?
The introduction of Mule
You're
Kick as a
epic.
perk, give you another reason to use the classic Black Ops 1 ray gun, which is always a positive in my book. I liked Moon. Still one of my favorite Zombies maps ever.
I also like
Honestly,
Moon.
kind of reassuring to see that the Zombies
This is
community at
true.
large still thinks, I think they think pretty highly of it. So
What the
it's
fuck am I
not
doing?
just
Why did I
nostalgia.
jump over here?
I'll let you debate down in the comments whether
I'm gonna
the
fucking
original
die.
Black Ops was the version or the remake in Black Ops 3 is better. But I think Moon deserves to be in the top 5. Don't hate me. At number 4, I'm worried about this one. Buried. Chronologically,
I just wasted
final
time.
part of the original Zombies
Why did I
timeline.
do that?
It was released as DLC for Black Ops 2 back in 2013. You played as the Victus crew, have your first
Oh,
encounter
God, I'm
with
fucked.
Big standout moment for old school Zombies fan. Buried had some pretty unique mechanics in the form of the bank and the weapon locker system, both which played extremely differently from other maps in Black Ops 2, but I think it was in a good way. Ventured around the underground.
This is-
Wild
I
West,
love the
and
Spaz
like
12.
Wild West.
I
love
can't
Wild
wait to
West
have
movies.
my hands on
I'm
one
biased towards this map
one day.
since I love all that. I love the Western movies, but Buried was something special. Treyarch nailed the atmosphere here. It's also one of the few maps to feature the time bomb, which lets you actually take all your goodies back to the previous round.
Buried.
Of the game, so you
Okay,
could
again,
really
top
honestly
10.
dominate the
That's
lower level
respectable.
hordes in this map. You could.
I'm not gonna
While
call
you
him
beefed
out.
up your arsenal and put more cash in the bank to make you better equipped
Again,
for the
these
later
are
game
just
fights.
really, these are strong,
this
solid
It's
picks.
different
This
enough to
is,
stand
there's
out,
nothing to hate
even
him on.
without the unique atmosphere and the world design, but at its core, I think it was a great old school casual Zombies experience. I think
Again,
it's worthy
that's
of a
completely
top
fair.
5 spot.
I think Mob is
Once
a
again,
much
I really
more
stress
casual, but Mob, if we're going off of what he did last time, again, it's probably gonna also be in top 10 again, and that's
maybe this will
completely
turn out
fair.
good. Maybe this will be better than I think, but I'm really, really worried how it's gonna go, especially now that we get into the top 3. Here we go. At number 3, the Rising Rock.
Okay. You put the Rising Rock number 3? I can't believe we're already there.
But as time went on, it turned into one of the most beloved maps in COD Zombies history, I think. Honestly, I think I'd put it in top 3 of all time, probably. I don't know. It's a breathtaking looking map. It's clear that Treyarch went all out with the virtual design here, and the visual design. Everything about the map was visually distinct. It created an amazing sense of... the scope of it was crazy, which is appropriate since it's set in a giant Austrian castle in 1945. And yeah, the Iron Dragon.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm... Dude, I hate the fact that your fucking grenades trick.
Several new weapons, new mechanics, they were brought into the mix.
Again, the Rising Dragon top 3. Like, it's perfect. It's a perfect ranking.
I may have actually been one of the few people who was down on the map when it first came out, but I've come full circle. I agree with the community's general opinion that this is a top-tier map. The gameplay, it's good.
True.
Great. The story was solid. The visuals, they were incredible. Even all these years later, if you go back and look, it's still incredible. Remember, the map was made around 2016, still looks this good.
Maybe that's just because it's on Black Ops 3, though. I'm sorry, but Black Ops 3 is still, like, one of the best-looking games of all time. Especially.
Origins. I mean, it's classic.
Okay.
Absolute classic.
If this is just like overall, again, Origins top 10. That's fair.
Of the story. Origins stars the crew, and an absolutely gigantic map, which makes it a pretty strong counter argument against all the people who say bigger Zombies maps aren't as good as the smaller ones. Origins is also known for the 3 giant robots that stomp around the map. They give it that distinct feel, that insane sense of scope as you run around slaying zombies and keeping your eye out where the giant freaking mechs are. The enemies, they were fun. The vibes were immaculate with this map. The weapons were good. The crew was iconic. It's got to be one of the best maps in Zombies history. And a lot of people would have put it at their number 1, I think. But I still have one other map that I personally, now remember, this is me personally, Jimmy personally, not everybody else, thinks belongs at number 1. At number 1.
Is it Kino again? I'd cry if it's Kino.
Top 10 best Zombies maps.
If it's Kino, I might cry.
I'm gonna go with
I've never watched this video. Okay. Alright. Dude, if you fucking said Kino again, that would have been the funniest shit fucking ever.
Remains one of the most iconic maps in the history of COD Zombies as a whole. Not only does it have an awesome setting, but it also eventually moves to the Golden Gate Bridge, and it features some really cool vibes of Prohibition-era America while you blast through hundreds of zombies and you try to escape in one piece. You played as a group of gangsters locked up in Alcatraz. Come on. Planning on busting your way out, but then you spring your action into, or you're planning into action, and a zombie outbreak occurs, and you have to make your way out of the prison while also not getting turned into a zombie, which was a genius concept for COD Zombies. The music, great. Hidden songs, you had Johnny Cash, you had Kevin Sherwood. Mob of the Dead will always hold a special place in a lot of people's hearts. Slightly more so than Origins. I know it's a coin toss between those two.
I'm gonna fucking die, but that's okay.
Whoop,
never mind.
Generally, from what I see, thinks it's better. But here we go. I have some extra nostalgia points for the original Black Ops. It's my favorite game of all time. So that is my ranking. And I'm sure you guys are going to let me know exactly what you think of it down in the comments.
See, but that's the thing, though. If he just simply worded his tier list as if it was his, like, I would be A-okay with it. Because, again, it's like, who gives a shit, right? It's fucking... Right, like, who gives a shit? Like, and in my opinion, we need some of those, like, wackier takes. Like, that's why, as I said, if I were gonna do my top 10, like, I'd be sure to throw in fucking Nuketown in there, because, like, nobody loves Nuketown, and I love Nuketown. Right? Alright, what are we doing? Alright, what are we doing? Where are we going? Oh! I thought I fucking killed myself. I mean, again, it's not bad at all. For his top 10 was a redemption arc. I will unmute the game and I will let you guys see me end this. Holy shit, I've gone on for a fucking hour. I should not be doing this so much. Oh boy. Well, I'll put this, I don't know what, put it at 50% just in case. I need my field upgrade, or else I'm fucked. I need my field upgrade or max ammo. Or not max ammo, or an insta-kill. Thank Christ I have fucking armor. Oh shit, I might die. Fuck. Man, unlike Die Machine, this exfil set is nice. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, if I had a little more time, maybe, but no. Oh well. We're gonna put second place, Mob of the Dead, right? Third place, we have Dreisendrack, right? Fourth place, I'll come back to that. Fifth place, I'll come back to that. Oh yeah, we already established. Number 1 is the Giant slash Darius, right? There's no fucking difference, right? Go fuck yourself. Dreisendrack 4, I know what 9 is. 9 is 9, right? Kino, I think Kino in 5th place is fair. Or 4th. Is there any other? I think Shadows of Evil should go 5th place, or sorry, 6th place. I think Origin should be 8th. 8th best. That's definitely how you spell. I don't know how the fuck. You know, it'll spell it with an E. 7th. What should 7th place be? Ooh. I'm gonna go Final Right. No, you know what? I'm gonna move Shadows of Evil. Kino in 4th place. Shadows of Evil in 5th place. We're gonna do Final Reich. 6th place. We're gonna do Spaceland in 7th place. I could do top. Yeah, I think top 9 is fair. So I'll fucking take a picture of what I typed down, but